Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another late as fuck edition of Star Citizen 3.0. So, first and foremost, let me just say apologies for being gone for what I would consider, a considerable amount of time. I've been dealing with some stuff, and to be completely honest with you, Star Citizen has really been getting to me lately. But let's move on. There's been a lot of developments since the last video that I made, so I'm going to go over some of the things that I thought were the most poignant and kind of take it from there. So 3.1, we get to look forward to 3.1 sometime in, I believe, the end of March. PTU testing for that will begin at the end of February, which I think is kind of an interesting idea. Keep in mind, though, some of the things that are planned for 3.1 might get pushed back to 3.2. It depends on how their development is going. So for those of you not keeping up, the update months are going to go as follows. 3.1 is March, 3.2 is June, 3.3 is September, and 3.4, if all goes according to plan, will be December. So things that we have couple things we have to look forward to would be the character customization. Aaron Roberts, I believe, talked a little bit about it in Reverse the Verse, where he was saying, you know, it was either him or Chris Roberts. You know, there's going to be some rudimentary customizations where you can change like the eye color, skin color, hair. It's not going to be the full-blown, robust version, but it'll be something which will be nice so that we can at least slightly customize our characters. Now, Chris Roberts did say, I think it was Chris actually, that they plan to have face morphing. So you'll be able to actually manipulate the way that the face looks to try to get it, you know, how you'd like it. I'd like to see face scanning go in, like an at-home face scan. You know, given that they've got the face over IP, and that really neat camera, I think it would be really, really cool to have some sort of template in there where it's like you need to look at the camera at certain angles, like have like a template, like, oh, your eyes have to be here, your nose has to be here, and this is where your mouth is. Take a couple different screenshots, and then be able to apply that on your character. That would be really cool. That is not promised. Let me just preface that they did not say that is happening. That's an idea that I have. I think it would be really cool if they could implement something like that. Female characters are coming eventually. It seems like that actually got kind of pushed out for a little bit further, which is a little bit mind-boggling. I mean, I'm no game developer, but what's so hard about kind of shrinking the skeleton a little bit and then applying different animations? I don't know. Again, I'm not a game developer. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes into it than just that, I hope. Yeah, so eventually female characters and customization will be coming. Helmet and lighting updates. Hopefully they're going to be fixing some of the bugs. Fucking interdiction. Excuse me. Planetary tech iterations. They're going to try to bring in more biomes, wider environments, some planetary optimizations, which I am really looking forward to. It seems, especially on some planetoids or moons, astral bodies, whatever you want to call them, tend to be a little bit more optimized than others. Some are just absolutely god-awful. Levski. So, Levski sucks. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. Other things we got to look forward to. IFCS balance. Working on the flight models, which, as you could just see, we could definitely use, as I just slammed into that constellation. They definitely need to work on that. I really, really, really hope that they get to the ESP. I've been having so many issues with that lately, where it's like as I'm not leading, but as I'm trying to lock onto or put my reticle over the target, it seems to slow down significantly to where I can't even line the damn target up. And then if I try to look away from a target, it feels as though my reticle's like in molasses. And then it seems like right when it gets to a certain distance, it just rips away. And then it's like, it feels like it's super, like, what's the word? accelerated. I don't know the word to describe it, but it's like I try to pull away lightly, and then all of a sudden it has the force of Zeus and rips right off the target. So I really hope they fix that shit. They're also working on general flight improvements, bug fixes, trying to tweak the algorithms a little bit, especially for like the AI, so that they can be a little bit more, well, a little bit less rammy. They seem, especially Gladius, enemy Gladius ships seem to be very rammy, so hopefully they get that shit situated. I did notice though lately after the, what was it, that 3.0 questionnaire, after that went out, I've actually been seeing larger ships in the interdictions, like the Constellation that's here, the Drake Caterpillar, which is really, really nice. I'm glad that they're doing that. They're also doing a ship weapon update and balance with fixes, which I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully they put some of the, what I would consider mainstay weapons. I hope they kind of beef those up a little bit, like the Badgers, Panthers, the Bulldogs, the M3, the whole M series of laser weapons, M1, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7. I hope they update those as well. Ship damage. They are updating the ship damages and the ship damage tech, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I really, really love the way they do ship damage in this game. It is so beautiful, and I love that it just peels away. Oh, it just looks so fucking gorgeous. Another thing that they are possibly looking into that I've heard is some ships possibly won't be exploding once they're, quote, killed, so that way you can actually board them and, you know, well, board them and do some possible on-ship combat. I think that would be really, really cool. So, for example, in the footage right now with me fighting this Andromeda, I think it would be really cool if I was able to, you know, quote, kill it to where it's dead in the water, and then we'd be able to board it and then fuck with the crew on there. You know, like, once the ship becomes disabled, all crew abandon their, what would you call it? Their stations. There we go. It'd be really cool if they would abandon their stations, get up and arm themselves in one form or another, and basically, you know, prepare for boarding. I think that would make things really, really neat, and I really hope they look into that. Smaller ships, like single-seaters, I could see those blowing up, but if they have any sort of space, any sort of interior walk-around spaces, I think it would be really cool to see that you just knock them out, instead of them just blowing up once you get them to a certain point. I think they should still be able to blow up if you keep hammering on them after the initial, quote, death explosion. You know, like maybe have some sort of explosion indicator that says, okay, now this ship is, for all intents and purposes, DOA, but then if you continue hammering it, then it blows up to bits. I think that would be cool. Or if they set it up to where if you specifically hit the fuel tanks, then it'll blow up. That would be really, really neat. PMA bug fixes. So the personal manager app, MobiGlass, they're looking to update that, get the buttons working as they're supposed to. Hopefully have some preset loadouts, so that way, you know, if you're gonna be mercenary, you can click the mercenary tab and it gives you your medium armor with certain weapon loadouts. And if you go to your pilot preset, you know, it'll be just your flight suit and, you know, whatever. That would be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. They want to have it so selected weapons in the application are framed correctly. That's something I have been noticing. It seems like they're off-center, or at least off-center for where they should be. AI subsumption is another thing that they're working on, but I mean, what else is new? Been hearing that for what seems like forever. They're working on completing the ship AI so that they are more, quote, realistic. The crew AI, so that way we can have AI crews on our ships at some point. Now, on to some of the more highly anticipated things. Ships. So for 3.1, hopefully, now keep in mind this is a fucking hopeful as fuck wish, because knowing SIG, shit changes on the regular. So hopefully the Cyclones will be in. Well, I believe it's just the base Cyclone for 3.1, the Terrapin, the Misk Razor, And my baby, the Reclaimer. Woo! I am so stoked. I really, really, really hope the Reclaimer makes it in. I'm dying for it. From what I've understood, it seems like one of the big things that's holding back the Reclaimer is the ability to spawn it due to its gigantically massive ass size. The large 00 ports, or I'm sorry, large 00 pads at Port Olisar need to be doubled just to take this thing on, and that makes me giddy. Can't wait for that. Oh my god. Some FPS weapons are planned to come online. The Gemini shotgun, nice. Network bind culling. So this is one of the optimizations that they say is hopefully planned for 3.1. I'm not as hopeful. I would like it to be 3.1. Basically, network bind culling is going to be cutting down instances of entities on the local client. So think of it like range-based in that things within a certain range will be tracked. So say, you know, ships within, I don't know, a few kilometers of you. But if it's out of that range, it won't keep track of them, so that should hopefully cut down on resources, cut down on overhead, or at least allow more overhead so other things can be done. General optimizations to the engine instability, memory leak fixes. 3.1 hopefully will be an optimized centric patch. I'm really hoping so, at least. Eckhart and Rudo should be a little bit easier to attain. There should be the logging out, persistence, reputation, things like that. With that as well, there's the new site roadmap, which I really like. And now this is what I wanted to end. I wanted to save this for the very, very end because I thought that this was really, really important. And of course the game crashes. What the fuck? This is the issues I've been running into all the goddamn time. Hold on. Okay. So one of the things that I really, really wanted to touch on that I saved for last is the new site roadmap and the development with the concierge perks. I'm a little bit torn on this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost as upset as I was during that crash just there. I think it's a good idea that they've got the concierge perks where mainly it's really just like aesthetic things, except for one. The F8C Lightning. Now, I think it's absolutely kind of bullshit, to be completely honest, that they give the F8C Lightning to people who've put in $10,000. I'm going to touch on this a little bit more, but I'm running out of time here. I just wanted to say I think that's completely bullshit. That's not cool at all. They better have a concept sale for it. Other than that, though, I'm going to leave this video here as I know it's been a little bit long and I've kind of just been talking at you. So thank you very much for watching and listening. If you liked the video, please leave a like down below. Questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for other episodes down below in the comments as well. Other than that, all you beautiful bastards out there, have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been Will. Peace.